The mystical Biringan is said to invisibly lie between Gandara, Tarragnan, and Pagsagan in the Samar province of the Philippines, believed to exist in another dimension that overlaps with ours. Only during dark, moonless nights have seafarers, fishermen, and a distinct few been able to catch a glimpse of this phantom city of lights amongst the surrounding darkness. Both a blessing and a curse, as many are soon afterwards possession, possession and hypnosis. That seems to be the way very few and select outsiders are drawn and led into Biringan. Its inhabitants, dubbed Encantos, the enchanted ones, are elementals, or entities thought to be ancient, said to be beautiful and handsome immortals appearing to be of mixed race, shapeshifters, appearing perfectly human with the exception of one very fine detail, the lack of a philtrum, the vertical small indent between the upper lip and the nose of humans. The narrative is that the only way to enter the Black City is by invite only from an Encanto who has taken an interest in you. Few return. Most believe that local missing persons often end up here because few would want to return from such a beautiful place, only thought of to exist in folklore. Encantos wander the streets of the nearby terrain freely, with a strange particular fixation in materialistic items. Locals forewarn of their fancy for the color black reflected in their all-black attire, and are wary of consuming or accepting black food, for this is the way the Akanto initiate you before you too become a missing person. In fashion of their entire and preference in nourishment, the Black City's architecture and construct lives up to its name, described as a city where everything is black, accented with gold and foliage. Black Gothic architecture of the likes you only see in steampunk post-apocalyptic forest city films. Something like nobody of this day has ever seen. A futuristic city in nature, with all black self-driving cars and drones lining its streets and airways, along with other technologically advanced machinery and mechanisms, yet ancient by way of being an age-old chronicle passed down orally from generation to generation. The forest terrain said to be encompassing this lost city is heavily guarded by its ancient inhabitants, and any who make attempts at its hidden treasures are left unsuccessful and outwitted by perplexities, unable to even fully enter the forest as need be. Those who have tried have failed, only to end up lost and then back at their starting point time after time. Strategy after strategy, or they simply go missing. In the 1980s, Japanese geological satellite images allegedly showed a lighted land in the alleged location of Biringan City. They believed these lit regions were filled with loads of gold and uranium, and decided to set up shop in the nearby town of San Jorge of Western Shamar, but quickly closed shop once mysterious incidences occurred, such as miners going missing, equipment malfunctioning consistently, and after being unable to pinpoint the gold and uranium they believed they'd seen via satellite infrared imaging. San Jorge, Gandara, Caterman, and Calbayog at certain marked rocks, trees, fields, and roads at key times are said to be locations that encompass entrance portals to the invisible city. Stories of deliveries with addresses that lead to drop off points of the homes of the long deceased, and car transactions fully paid in advance with drop off addresses to the middle of nowhere are said to be the inner workings of the Encantos and their materialistic fancies, and a contributing occurrence that lines up to the notion that the Encantos sometimes marry humans, and to ease suspicion, they falsely set up a quick death using a doppelganger. Taxi drivers often tell of strange passengers who purposely overpay mysteriously just to disappear without sound or notice, who they believe are indeed encantos who ride along until a portal to their home is open and in reach. Some also believe that the Encanto are able to get inside of your mind, and that is why these taxi drivers don't remember stopping and letting their unknown Encanto passengers out. Strange enough, there have been large orders of construction equipment ordered from Biringan City, unknown to the deliverers until the end of their transit. One incident involved a large haul of construction material via a cargo ship that involved cement mixers and bulldozers with the address unknown to them at the time to be Biringan City. The shipment was said to have been paid for in full in cash. When the cargo ship was inspected by customs was shocked to see that the address was Biringan, notified the head of ship before ordering them to be back on their way to Manila. Instead, the crew went missing and never returned to make it back home. I suppose the Encantos got their shipment one way or another. This was one of many similar incidents. Another incident happened when a group on a bus from Manila got lost and stayed lost apparently and unknowingly after entering Biringan City's perimeters. Night approached, so they spent the night parked roadside. The bus driver got off to get a footing of the landscape while everyone was sleeping. When he returned, his bus was gone, but he did find it mountainside without any tracks showing how it even got there, and all of his bus passengers were also gone. Special machinery had to be used to remove the bus from its difficult lodging in the mountain. Legends tell of a prominent Encanto woman studying in Manila named Carolina, who invited a few schoolmates to Biringan after graduation. These schoolmates were never heard from again, except one who contacted her family to ease their worries, stating that she was doing just fine and now married to an Encanto. This story even aired on Good Morning America. When a local playwright wrote of Carolina in recent history, the results were a series of unfortunate events that occurred, paralleling the misfortunes of the character Macbeth from Shakespeare's play. Ironic. Not only that, but the names of the Encantos used in the play failed to appear in the local newspaper's distribution of the story, no matter how many times it was reattempted to be reprinted. As stated previously, in tradition of ancient history about Biringan City was passed down orally, but is continuing with new encounters still emerging. Maybe you too can contribute to oral history of Biringan City by getting cozy on the docks amongst the seafarers during a night of the new moon. For more discussions of conspiracy theories or odd and unusual things that happen on this planet or in outer space or anywhere, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will not let you down. Also, what are some conspiracy theories you would like for me to talk about? because I've heard a lot, but obviously I haven't heard them all. Please comment down below and let me know.